Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie. I'm a financial analyst and I do videos on side hustles, entrepreneurship, passive income, and all things money. And this video, I just wanted to jump on here and do this video. I'm out running errands and I was thinking about how we can be not busy, but instead be productive, like busy versus productive. How do you tell if you have just a bunch of stuff on your to-do list or if all the stuff on your to-do list is actually moving the needle to get you to accomplish your goals? So I was looking at a couple of things that I have lined up. Like I have 5 tips that help me go from busy to productive. So when you're busy, you're running around doing all these things and you're tired. And at the end of the day, you don't know what you accomplish to make the next day easier or the next week or the next month. But productive is like, this is my goal and these are the things that I did today to move me forward to that goal. So this could be like, these tips are for anybody. These tips are for small business owners. These tips are for mom business owners. These tips are for just anybody who is, working a 9 to 5, who just has goals or just whatever. These tips, you are going to be able to find something. Number one of the things that I did that I tested out on myself is spending the day with no notifications. I took all of the notifications out of my phone, all of the app notifications that, weren't serving me, that weren't pushing me toward my goal, but instead stealing time from me that I was working on my goals. So like when I'm working, I don't need notifications about everything else going on. I need to just focus on the work. So all the way down to phone calls, like I turn my phone to do not disturb. All of my apps are do not disturb, just everything. You can set up your do not disturb to kind of pick which apps are notifying you or which calls get through. But I changed mine to no notifications, no phone calls for a certain block of the day, except for like my kids' school or something like that. And that's like the only one that can get through on those small time blocks that I've set up to have no notifications. But when you do this, you'll notice that you're not picking up your phone as much and you're getting whatever thing that you set aside to do done faster. So if you say, oh, it took me 3 hours to do this because I had to pick up my notifications to do 5 or 6 different things, put down the phone, cut off the notifications, that task will probably take you an hour next time when you're not picking up your phone every minute or so. One of the other things I did to save time is, I know for moms or, probably for dads, there is time with meal prepping. Like, okay, what are we gonna have for dinner? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Dinner is like in an hour and everybody's starving. I sometimes meal prep for a week, but if I know that this is a busy month, I will print out a blank calendar and meal prep for the whole 30 days of the month. And then that's how I do my shopping every week. So I don't have to go back. Okay, let me meal prep from Sunday to Saturday again so that I can order groceries and then do the whole thing. No, it's already written down. The whole month is written down. This is what we're going to have. And then I just order groceries every week based on whatever the meal plan says for the following week. Also, another time-saving tip is try to have a uniform, not like a uniform like a school uniform, but if you waste time figuring out what to wear and, oh, I'm going to wear this orange shirt with this blah, blah, blah. No. When I go to meetings or speaking engagements or something like that, I wear black and white and that is it. If I'm going to run errands, I'll wear a t-shirt or like a little sweater, depending on what the weather is. I don't need to be all put together to go to Target. But what I'm saying is make it simple. Obama wore either a blue suit or a gray suit to speaking engagements and presidential things like that because he said in his book that he didn't want to waste time on picking out clothes. And you guys know Steve Jobs, he wore the same turtleneck, black turtleneck, jeans, he was done. That just eliminates, what am I going to wear? Let me iron it. This is a different fabric. Oh, this is supposed to be going to the dry cleaner and all that. Just pick a uniform that is comfortable, that you look good in, that's appropriate enough to go to wherever you're going and just wear it. Like when I'm at home and I'm working from home, I always wear leggings and I always wear a t-shirt and the leggings are always black. That's just easy for me and it's functional and I can move around and do all my stuff. If it's cold, I'll throw on a sweater or a sweatshirt, but it's not something that I have to think about and waste more than 5 seconds on it. So the moral of that story is just keep it simple and minimize your decisions. Number 2, the tip that really helped me is habit stacking. And if you guys have ever heard of the book Atomic Habits, I read that book. Great book. a lot of rave reviews. Go ahead and pick it up, or go and try to read a summary of somebody. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do a quick summary of the Atomic Habits book. Is just stacking the like habits with like habits, so you don't have to switch gears every task to, okay, now I have to do this task that costs me to think a lot, and then I have to fold clothes, and then I have to go to the, no. If you have to run errands to 5 different places, get in the car, go to all those 5 places, come back home, you're done with that stuff. If you have to get on the computer, do all your computer stuff in 2 or 3 hours, and then leave the computer alone for the day. That is what it means by habit stacking. Just put it all together so you don't have to switch back and forth. Another thing that book brought up that I really liked was putting a non-focused task with a focused task. So if you say, oh, I want to learn a language, but I don't have enough time to learn a language, what are the things that are non-focused that you're not really using your brain too much for? And that would be like folding clothes. You can listen to your learning language app, practice the words while you're folding clothes, because it doesn't take any real thought to fold clothes, and you want to maximize your time by learning something. So number 3 would be, when you're setting up your day, ask yourself, do I have the same energy and focus that I have at 9 a.m. and the same at 9 p.m.? And the answer is probably no. Most people don't have that same amount of energy for the whole 12 hours of their awake time or whatever time they're doing tasks. So like, for example, I go to the gym at 6 a.m. because I know that, one, I want to get it over with, and I want to feel like I'm winning the day by doing a challenging thing that I don't want to do early in the morning. I can just check it off my list, and that's when I have energy. And then I do like computer stuff at the end of the day because I have to work around my kids when they're going to not be awake, so that I don't get interrupted, so that I can get at least 2 or 3 hours on that computer task. So that's how I structure my day. It's in little blocks of time, but I have to structure it around other people's lives. So like, for example, if you're a mom, you are not going to do stuff that's heavily analytical on the computer from like 3 to 5, because you know your kids are at home and you're helping them with homework and you're getting dinner together and putting it on the table, all of those things. So you're not going to have your computer out and be able to do some real work. But what I would say is, like, for me, I always try to get work done when I'm by myself, because I know that I can do it faster if I don't have any distractions. When it comes to energy, most people have these dips and peaks in their energy, and we also have to pay attention to our chronotypes, which is basically just how your circadian rhythm works. Like, when you are more likely to be awake, when your body would like to be asleep. So for us and most humans, we want to be awake when the sun is out, and we want to be asleep when the sun is down. That doesn't happen with everybody. Sometimes they work overnight and they're going to be asleep during the day, and then they cut that day in half to do all their other tasks like errands and stuff, because stores aren't open in the middle of the night. That tip, definitely write down and figure out when you have the most energy and put those tasks that are high energy tasks in that time, so you're not fighting against your body to do something that you just don't feel like doing, because it's going to take you a lot longer to get it done. Number 4, I talked about it a little bit, but time blocking. Bill Gates and Cal Newport really do use time blocking to block out their extremely busy days. So if you have a less busy day than Bill Gates, I think time blocking is going to be able to work for you, because it works for me. I put blocks of time when I'm supposed to do these like tasks. I get them done. When the time block is over, then I get up and I switch to the next time block. Instead of basically saying, oh, I have to do all this admin stuff and pay bills and blah, 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 and I'm only going to take 45 minutes. Well, if it takes longer than 45 minutes, then I have to stop and do the next thing. So I like bigger time blocks, because that allows me to accomplish the thing that I set out to accomplish. So definitely use time blocks. It's such a good practice. You can read about it too in, like I said, Atomic Habits, but it's all over the internet, especially for moms, because we have to time block around other people, and those other people are children. So my last tip is use a tool like Google Calendar or Asana, because that gives you like a real visual map as to where your time is going. And then you can look at last week and say, oh, did I use my time wisely? Or did I just get done a bunch of to-dos that don't have anything to do with my goals and moving my goal forward? I mean, you can see what you put on your calendar and like, oh, I ran errands, I cleaned the house, I did this and I did that. But what did I do to manage my business? What did I do to move up at work? What did I do to whatever it is you're trying to do, your long-term goal. What did I do to become more fit? Did I research anything that I wanted to start studying? Any of those things. Did you do any of those things, or is every single thing a to-do that is normally on your list just keeping you busy instead of you moving forward and being productive? Definitely love the Google Calendar one because it's free and it works really well. You can put it on your phone. You can do this on your desktop. It'll be the same one. Asana, I do like for projects because you can move it around if a project doesn't get done. It's also good for if you have a small business and you work with a team of people. You can assign those tasks and then they can check off when they're done or how the progress is going. You can put notes in it. And also the free version will let you do this too. But the paid version is obviously gives you more flexibility and more options and more tools. Definitely try these tips out. Let me know down in the comments if these tips helped you out. Definitely want to hear from you guys. Small business owners want to hear from moms who use these tips or who are going to start using these tips. And I will see you guys in the next video.